and welcome to my channel. My name's Angela and this is Devon Thread Tales. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to do a bit of a midweek catch up with you. I will be honest, I haven't done a huge amount of sewing, but I have some sewing paraphernalia to share with you. So I thought that would be a really good thing to do. So before I get started, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that commented on some of the previous videos that I've put out about everything that's been going on with my mum just recently. My mum has been incredibly poorly. It has been a bit of a tough time, and I just want to say thank you for all of the support, the good wishes, the well wishes towards my mum, the well wishes towards myself and my family. It's incredibly kind of you all, and I do really very much appreciate it. Not going to lie, it has been quite a tough time, but we are getting through it, and we are an incredibly tight family, and we're supporting each other the whole way through. So it's tiring and it's draining and it's been very sad at times, but we couldn't have done it without each other. And also, from my point of view, it has been really lovely to have all of those well wishes from all of you guys as well. So thank you from the bottom of my heart so much. I really do appreciate it. So like I say, I haven't been doing a huge amount of sewing, and that's because of everything that has been going on with my mum. I've also had all three of my daughters home over a period of time over the last sort of couple of weeks. I've currently got my eldest daughter home at the moment, but she has gone out to meet up with a friend. She's doing something very nice. She's going for a sauna and cold dip or cold plunge experience. I don't know. I mean, I like the sound of the sauna bit. I'm not sure about the cold plunge bit, but I think that is meant to do you good. So she's off doing that. And I have said on my other videos, I don't know how often I'm going to be able to bring videos out at the moment while everything's going on in the way that it is. But I thought, do you know what, I'm going to take an opportunity to share with you some fabrics that I have here. So first of all, like I say, no sewing. But my, actually there is one bit of sewing I've done, which I have now finished, and that's a pair of trousers for my middle daughter, which I think I might have shared on a previous video. It's in a lovely reddy colour, and they are the Seasons of East Winter in London trousers. They're all finished. I'm just waiting for her to send me some pictures of those trousers. So she's got that. I haven't done anything else. I also went to Leicester to go to the dressmaker's ball. Now I'm not going to go into the details of the dressmaker's ball while I'm on this video, because I'm doing a 1 week Me Made November, which will incorporate that, which you can catch up with really soon. So that hopefully will be out in the next week or 2 weeks or so. If you like the 1 week Me Made and you want to go and have a look at some of my previous ones that I've done, I'll put a link in up here to the playlist which goes through all of those. So the fabrics that I've bought, let's go through that. First of all, I went into town with one of my daughters last week. I can't remember which daughter it was, but anyway, I went to town with one of my daughters last week, and we went into the haberdashery shop, which is in the centre of Plymouth. It's called Haberdashery Fabrics and More. In fact, the very lovely Helen, who is Stitch Rip Repeat, works there, but unfortunately she wasn't there the day that I went in. And they had a little bit of viscose jersey, which I really like the look of. Now, I don't generally shop in that shop for dressmaking fabrics because their range isn't massive, but if I'm in the city centre, I will pop my head in and just have a quick look. And sometimes there's not a lot there that I like, and then sometimes there is. They do mainly quilting cottons as well as like the zips and cottons and things like that. So I got this, which I thought was very much me. Now, my thought was, there you go, nice navy blue background with like these turquoisey and greeny leaves, a little bit white and grey as well. I thought that had quite an autumnal feel to it. I quite like it. So my thought was, to begin with, I would like to make the So Liberated Stasia dress, because I love that dress and I've only really got it in very summery colours, and I thought, oh, well, this might be quite nice. I could do it with a slightly longer sleeve. But they only had 2 meters of this fabric. So I don't really know what to make with this. So my first thing that I want to share with you is this fabric. I'd like to make it up soon. It is a jersey, so it's a nice stretchy fabric. It's actually slightly heavier than a viscose jersey, but it's not as thick as a cotton jersey, so it's somewhere in between. It has got a white background to it on the back, so it's not something that I want to be like a bodycon dress or something, because it will, you know, go white when it's stretched out. But I would like something that I can wear and love over the autumn and winter period of time. I'm thinking something that's got 3/4 length sleeves rather than long sleeves. I don't want anything that's too gathered. It crossed my mind, I don't know how much fabric is needed for the sew over it, Estelle dress, I think it's called, which is the one with the tie at the side. I'll pop a picture of the stock image just here so you can see it. But if you have any ideas, I'd be really grateful for you to share with me what you think would be good for this fabric. I do think it's lovely. I think it will suit me, and I think it'll be a nice little addition to my winter or autumn/winter wardrobe. What do you think? This video has been sponsored by Serious Brands, and I thought this would be a really good opportunity for me to show you the helpfulness and the effectiveness of these lights. It is a early November day. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I have my blind shut in front of me, although the light outside is really getting quite dark now anyway. I've got my ceiling light on. So as you can see, it's not a particularly bright sort of area, even with my ceiling light on, which is a nice big bright bulb. I've got my desk here in front of me. I haven't got my sewing machine set up just at the moment, but I will be shortly. But I thought this sort of would show the effectiveness really well of my floor standing high definition Gemini light. Gemini meaning it has 2 heads to it. And I really love my Gemini because it means I can point the heads in different directions. The arms on these are absolutely brilliant. They bend in every which way that you want them to, but they are very sturdy. It has a very sturdy base, so there's no falling over. The heads of the lights swivel 360 degrees, so you literally can point these in any direction. So let's turn on one of the lights. So this one is pointed really very much at me. And then I'm going to aim this one slightly more at the desk. There we go. So as you can see, we have a really beautiful white light. It is not glaring, it's not fluorescent in any way. It's absolutely fantastic. It doesn't hurt your eyes. They use something called daylight wavelength technology, which is a very technical thing which I do not understand, but it means that the light is replicated as close as possible using technology. It's very clever. So on their website, they have a whole range of offers, which you can take up an offer using my code Angela. I'm going to link the description in the description of this video below, a code and also the link to the website. Now they have some different options on their website than the lights that I have. They have ones with a remote control, which I think is quite cool because it means that wherever you're sat, you can turn it on and off, dim, do all sorts of different things with. So that's really great. But they also have wireless ones, which I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit jealous of that because I'd quite like a wireless light. I think that would be great. They have hours and hours of capability on them once they are fully charged as well. So they sound fabulous. So go and have a little look. It's really turning dark and dingy during the day as well as the evenings at this time of year. I would not be without my light, and I think it would benefit you greatly too. So please do go and have a look. Bye for now. Just going to warm myself up on my tea from my, what I think is a very autumnal looking mug. It's nice, isn't it? One of my daughters has left this behind. She obviously had it and she didn't want to take it to uni with her because she didn't want it to get smashed, but I just saw it in the cupboard and thought, oh, that looks nice and cozy. I'll have a cup of tea in that. So on to some of the fabrics that I bought while I was at the dressmaker's ball. So this was actually a daytime experience and it was at Lullaby Fabrics. In fact, I've got the bag here. Here we go, Lullaby Fabrics. Really lovely shop in an industrial unit in Leicester. They put on an event for the dressmaker's ball during the day so that you could go there. There was, I can't remember if it was 10 or 15% off I think it was 15% off actually, and they put on some food and bits and pieces, and obviously there was lots of people there having a little shop around that were going to the evening event, so it was lovely to meet up with lots of people. In fact, it was particularly nice for me to meet up with people because I had a bit of a disastrous evening and the dressmakers ball didn't happen for me, but you can hear all about that on my video that's coming out in a couple of weeks' time. So I went there with a whole kind of, oh, I don't need fabric, but you just can't go to a fabric shop without getting something, can you? So first of all, very sensible acquisition. I got some Microtex needles for using with viscose. So these are actually a size 60 needle. So not the most exciting of purchases, but I got those. So that was number one. Then I had left on the Friday to go and go to the dressmaker's ball. I had left, and in the morning while I was getting ready, I was watching the very lovely Tamlin, who is sewn on the tie. She has done a couple of videos. She's got a series coming out at the moment, which is all about all of one particular garment that she's made at one time, which is such a clever idea and really great to look at and see the comparisons of different things. And she's done one on blouses and shirts, and she's done one on, I don't know if she's just called it sweatshirts or jumpers and sweatshirts or sweatshirts and hoodies. I can't actually remember now what it's called, but it is one on that kind of garment. And she had a quilted fabric that she'd made one of her garments from, and I think hers was just in a plain grey. And she said, you know, it's a bit boring because it's, you know, it's just plain. Oh, I don't know if she used the word boring, but it's, you know, it's very plain. But you know, it's just great to have that in your wardrobe because it goes with lots of different things, and she says she wears it quite a lot. And I did think, oh, if I go to Lilibee Fabrics and I see anything of that kind of texture of fabric, I wouldn't mind picking that up. And they did, they had some. So the first one I bought was this beautiful foresty green colour. So as you can see, it has this sort of, it's not even really a stitch line. I'm not quite sure what it is. Got a bit of something on there. I don't know what that is. But yes, it's like an imprint or a stitch line or something, and it looks like it's quilted, but in actual fact, it's not overly thick. It's quite a nice weight fabric. It's almost like a stretchy double gauze because it's double layered. Can you see that there in the seam, or not the seam, on the edge of the fabric? So it's like that on both sides, sort of a quilted sort of look to it. And I've got this colour, not for me. I've actually bought this to make a jumper for my husband. I think that he will really like this. I don't know what I'm going to do the ribbing in, but I need to go back and watch Tamlin's video and just double check what she used for the ribbing. I can't remember if she used ribbing on the cuffs and the hemband and the neckband, or whether she used self fabric. I'm not sure, so I'll just go and have a little look. In terms of a pattern that I'm going to use, I'm not actually 100% sure. There is a possibility that I might use the Helens Closet Jackson tee. I'm not sure. I know that's a unisex pattern, so that is a possibility. I have got a couple of big 4 patterns which I could use, so maybe that might be an option as well. But I just really quite like that. What do you think? Do you think that's nice? I quite like it, and I think he will too. And if I do use ribbing, do you think I should match the ribbing to the same colour, or do you think I should use black? Let me know in the comments below. So next up, I bought the same fabric but for myself, and I bought it in what was described as raspberry. So, oh, it looks a bit orangey on the screen. It's really not. It's actually like a pinky reddy colour. Oh, it's a shame you can't really see the picture of that properly. If it looks any different with me taking an actual picture of it, I'll pop that on the screen, but oh, that's a shame you can't really see the true colour of it. But yes, I thought this would be really nice as a jumper for me as well, something really basic. And again, I might even use the Jackson tee, which is the Helens Closet, because like I say, it's a unisex, or I might use the Megan Nielsen Jara, or Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I only bought 1.5 meters of each of these fabrics because I thought that would be plenty. So yeah, any sweatshirt suggestions, just let me know. But I think I might use the Jackson Tee, not sure. But yeah, I thought that was quite a nice colour, and I thought it'd be really nice just to have that as a plain little sweatshirt. It's really good to have some plain coloured clothing in your wardrobe. I do have a lot of pattern, and I forget sometimes that it's good to have some plain, just so that you can mix and match it with other things. So I think this would be a really good idea. Somebody did say to me, you're going to go out like his and hers in the same fabric, which, you know, probably I won't. We'll see. So that was fabric purchase number 2 from Lullaby Fabrics. Purchase number 3, I think, is my favourite, which is why I've left this particular fabric till last. Not the last fabric I'm going to share with you, but the last from Lullaby Fabrics. This is a knitted fabric, so it is actually like an actual knit, or it looks like a knit, but it has a smooth back to it. Now, I absolutely love this, and this one was a little bit pricier. This was about £20 a metre, which I know is still not mega expensive fabric, but to me it seems quite a lot for basically what's going to become a jumper. But I kept coming back to it because I just really could see this as a jumper of some sort, a nice sort of wintry, warm, snuggly jumper. I'm not sure what pattern I'm going to use yet, but I just really like it, and I thought it would be lovely. I think I will absolutely 100% have to use a ribbing for the neckband and cuff and hemband, because it's just not quite stretchy enough. But it just has such a lovely texture to it, and it just feels so nice, and I cannot wait to make that up into some sort of a jumper, something really nice and smart looking. If you have any suggestions, that would be really great. I'd love to know. But yes, so that was my 3rd purchase of fabric from Lullaby Fabrics. I would recommend anybody to go and have a little look at Lullabies. They are really lovely. It's run by a husband and wife and their family, and they're just so helpful and so lovely. And yeah, they've been absolutely fantastic, and they helped ever such a lot while you were there choosing the fabric and sort of letting you know all the different bits and pieces that you needed to know about the fabric. So that was great. So on to my last piece of fabric, and that is actually a freebie for me because I am a Minerva ambassador, and I got an email through saying, here are the list of fabrics, what would you like? And I chose what I thought was a faux suede. Now, in my head, what a faux suede is and what has come is actually a little bit different, but it's still fine, and I'm still gonna be able to use it for what I was hoping and intending for. So it should be all right. So in my head, I would like to make another Bestie bag. Sorry, I know that's boring. I know it's not exciting and a new pattern, but I would like to make a Bestie bag, and I would like to make it so that it looks slightly more elevated, which is why I thought making it in something that looked like a faux suede would be really nice. I would like to maybe incorporate some more stitching on the panels so that it's not just a plain panel. I don't know how I'm going to do that or what I'm going to do with that for the moment, but I'm going to work on that, and obviously I'll share that with you when I've made it. And there is a time limit for me doing this, so it will be something that I do quite soon. So I've been very boring, but I wanted this to be nice and smart, and this is just a navy blue faux suede. So when I say what's come is different from what I was expecting, I think I was still expecting it to feel a bit like suede, but it's actually quite lightweight and, you know, floppy. It said that it was a medium weight in the description, which I think it is a medium weight, and it's fine because I'm going to be adding a fusible interfacing type thing to it anyway, so I'd be stiffening it up anyway, but it's just not quite what I was expecting. But I still think it's going to make a really nice Bestie bag, and like I say, I'm going to incorporate some navy blue stitching, I think, on this in some way or another. I'm also going to do the strap in exactly the same colour. I'm not going to use a I'm not going to use a piece of webbing or anything like that. I'm going to keep it all the same colour, so I think that will make it look really smart. Now, if I have enough fabric, which this is really wide fabric, I've only ordered, I think, 1.5 meters. If I have enough of this fabric left, then what I would like to do is I'd like to make one of Adam Sew's crossbody bags. I might have got the name of his bag wrong. It might be a different one. It could be the Hipster pouch. That might be what it's called. But it's a more compact sort of square or little rectangular bag, and I'd really like to have a go at making that as well. So if I have enough of the fabric, then I might make myself 2 little bags. There we go. So like I say, not a huge amount in the world of sewing for me in terms of actually getting sewing done, but I thought it'd be really nice to say hi, to say thank you to everybody for all your well wishes, like I said before, and also to share with you the fabric that I have bought recently. But for now, I'm going to get back to having my nice hot cup of tea and get myself warmed up, and then I guess really I need to think about actually making some tea for my family. So I hope you're all well. Have a good rest of your week, and I'll hopefully see you next week. Take care. Bye.